It's day 38 on Eric's 1962 Chevy pickup. As you can see, we got it all painted. I just put a couple of thin coats of clear coat on here. I got lucky. I thought I was going to have to shoot the black paint on too, but I didn't need to because of the flat black that I used, say for instance here on the fender, or on this hood right here, when it was shot with a gloss, it matched in well with everything else and I didn't need to do any, so I got lucky on that. Today we're going to go ahead and we're going to polish up the grill and get it on and get these lights working and a bunch of stuff, so stay tuned. So we got our clip here, and it's just going to hook into this ridge right here. So you have to put this on. Slipping it onto that ridge, that clip first. So one of the things you got to love about Chevy is that a lot of times what goes on the left side goes on the right side. And that actually works in these headlight bucket. You just put it right up on top, the screw goes in from the bottom, and then it's a good idea to get new light bulbs if they're not, or at least have them be the same manufacturer and stuff so you don't get different colors of variation. What you'll do is you'll put the notches of the light bulb and the notches of the bucket here, and then one of these right here has got a slant on it, the other one is straight. So you put the straight one on first and then you slide the other one in to the bolts that are holding here. Then the spring down here on the bottom, you pull that spring out and you get it clipped on. Sometimes the ring has to be on for that. There's a couple of different styles of these rings. So usually you'll have to see if you need to put the ring on first and then clip it, or vice versa. Hold on a second here. Okay, then you get a tool like this here, and you grab the spring, and there will be a hole for the spring to slide into if you have this on correctly. Then when you put your light bulb in, you make sure that the words are correctly horizontal. It's not upside down, in other words. And give me a second here. So you go ahead and put that on. Our ring goes right on top of that. Just three little screws. We put our lens cover on top. Boom, we're done. Okay, so our 3-prong just goes right into our plug. So this wire just hides right up in this brace. Now, you're supposed to put a thick, cushiony felt pad thing that goes up here, but there's just out of them right now. So make sure that when you're ordering stuff for your truck that you order farther enough in advance that if something goes on back order, you'll have it by the time you need it. Okay, one of these ends is slotted, that you can see right there, and this other one does not have a slot. It's just a singular hole. So that goes to the bottom, and the slotted goes to the top. When you install these buckets, you make sure that you do it with a hole at the very top, because that's where the light bulb's going to stick in down here. Now on these lenses, there is a little hole in the bottom of it. That is going to go on the bottom, so that if any water gets in here, it'll be able to drain out. If you put it on the wrong side, it'll get trapped. So it's going to be the headlight hole at the top and the drainage hole at the bottom. Now I'm installing the clear lenses on this, but they also come in the orange amber look. If you put in the clear ones, you want to put in amber or orange bulbs. If you put on the amber looking lens, then you want to put in a white bulb. Now another thing you can do to trick out the truck if you like is you can put these clear ones on, and then you can get the blue, black, red bulbs to put in here too. Okay, we're ready to install our grill, but you have to install your wiring harness into the grill first because you don't have a way to get to the back side of the headlights when it's all on. Okay, let's see. Now there's a ground strap that you want to make sure is clean, and then it's just going to go to the back of the grill. Now what we'll also be doing is putting another ground strap on here, and then I'm going to take that to the frame. In other words, I'm going to double ground this just to be on the safe side. The wiring harness for the grill, the headlights and everything, comes right through here, and you just plug this in. Then we went down to Brothers and we got our fan or our horn relay, and we'll plug that into this 3-prong thing here and bolt it up. Now I put my spears on. Normally you want to put this on before you put the fender on, but of course we couldn't do that because the paint level low. But we getting to this bolt right back here is tough when the fender's bolted on. You have to put your front spear on first, and then the other spears on top. If you're living in a really rusty area, you might want to splooge some silicone on the bolt and then push it through, and then maybe a little more silicone on the nut and bolt it up, and this will keep water from going inside the screw hole. We live in California, of course, so we don't have to worry about that. On this front fender piece, you'll notice one side's got a bevel on it and the other side doesn't. The side that doesn't goes to the front spear. So we take our long spear here and move the bevel edge up to the edge of the fender, and wherever there's a hole, you mark it. You're not going to mark it in the center, you're going to mark it on the edge so that when you slide the clip here on, you can line up the bolt here with the line. So these go on like this. It looks like that. And you take this little prongy thing here and you fold that down into the clip there. So then you can just move this to line up with your line that you made. Okay, and you don't get over crazy when you tighten these down, otherwise you'll get little divots in here sometimes. So after I get my trim on, I'll normally mask all this off and I'll shoot undercoating on all of this. We won't be doing that on this one because we'll be taking this front end back apart in another 6 months or so, and we'll be installing a 73 to 87 front end on there with power steering and disc brakes and all that stuff. So I'll wait till after all that's done before I do the final undercoat shoot in there. So I don't have my glove box just yet from Brothers, but I just got to see what this looks like up here. When you're installing this, it's just like everything else. You just snug them up, and then we go ahead and we get this fit in properly, and then we can bada bing. So now I'll go ahead and get this in the right place. So when you install these, it's tough to remember what side goes left and what side goes right. So just try them both ways and see what works. You'll notice one hole here is just a singular hole, and then on this edge, it's slotted. The slotted edge goes to the bumper. And just in case I haven't said this enough, slowly tighten everything up, go all around and then snug it, and then go around and tighten it. So tomorrow I'll be installing the glass. So what I'll do today is I'll take this and I'll fit it in this channel here. A lot of times guys will take this and they'll wrap it around the glass. That's not correct actually, because the glass will be a little bit smaller and then this will be too short and you'll get a gap right here. So we want to put this on here and get it up snug, and we'll tape it up. We'll leave it overnight, then it'll kind of get into the groove of this, and then we'll take it off and install it on the glass. So you'll notice there's a thick groove and then there's a thin groove. The thin groove obviously is going to go on the thin here, and the thick groove is for the glass. And then you'll notice the lock channel piece right here, that's going to go on the outside towards you. So you also start these on the bottom in the middle. You don't want your split up at the top, because if it rains and the split's at the top, then the water can leak through and go down the glass. The split always goes on the bottom. All right, let's just take one last look before we go home.